I posted a little writing prompt on Threads. I mean, it only seems right that if I post a writing prompt, I should try to write something myself. People always say there's nothing scarier than a blank document when you're starting, so I figured I would write the prompt out so it doesn't look so scary. Write a story about someone discovering they have a unique superpower. So yeah, I'm gonna film this. This is not a thing that I've ever done before. The writing process, I think famously, is a little difficult to experience from the outside. So I'm not sure how this is going to turn out, but I thought I'd give it a go. So here's the goal. I'm just gonna write some flash fiction. In my case, I'm just looking for something between 300 and 500 words. This does not have to be good at all. In fact, I fully expect it to be kind of bad. You know, for writing exercises anyway. I think it's kind of important to remind yourself that it doesn't need to be good. It just needs to be functional. You just have to get yourself to write. Challenge yourself, push yourself, get out of your comfort zone. So this is definitely not my comfort zone. I feel nervous. I feel like people are watching me, which I guess technically they are, but like I feel like I can feel their eyes on me right now. So I'm gonna try to talk my way through this process, which again is not something that I normally do. So if I'm a little rambly or I don't make a lot of sense, I apologize for that as well. All right, let's go. So, a unique superpower. Well, immediately I want to write like a stupid superpower. You know, everyone's like, oh, what power do you want? It's always like, I want to fly, I want to teleport, I want to be invisible. Those are good powers. We want something that like no one would actively want. Like, you can change the color of your spit. I don't know the last person to touch any object. You know, I just thought to write speak to squirrels, and then I realized that that's a superpower belonging to Squirrel Girl, and she's actually kind of a kick-ass superhero. So, you know, that's a good lesson to learn, that even something stupid can create a really great character, great story. I should, like, something to do with dogs. I don't know, I think talking to dogs would be kind of amazing, so that's too good. Groom dogs when you pet them. Whatever, let's just get words on the paper. Laser eyes. I like laser eyes, but not like good lasers, like laser pointer eyes. Wait, how the fuck do you spell laser? Laser pointer eyes. Like, yeah, you can just play with cats. But I actually kind of like that one. Let's just think of one more just for safety. Sweat glitter. Oh, that actually sounds like a nightmare. Okay, I'm gonna let that percolate for a second. I mean, this is like basically around a page that we have to play with. Well, 1 to 2 pages, right? A woman on the TTC, or an appointment, somewhere where it would be inconvenient, where you're not in private, so even if it's something incredibly embarrassing. Wait, that was like right in front of the fart splitter. That's so much better. Somewhere where she can't escape. For a second I was gonna go with laser pointer eyes, but now I'm feeling fart splitter. I was literally sitting next to a woman on the TTC today, and she had the smelliest fucking farts. No. Can you? Oh, but like, you wouldn't be able to see it though. Why would you be pantsless on the TTC? Don't answer that. Oh, okay, but like a doctor's appointment. You know, it's not a good sign if I'm making myself laugh this much. No one else will find it as funny as me. Okay, but yeah. So a woman's at the doctor's appointment. Yes, and she's getting a pap smear, which is already an incredibly unpleasant situation. And like, she farts. Not only yeah, okay. You know, I don't actually write a lot of comedy, so this will also be a good little writing challenge for me. I normally spend way too much time that I need to naming characters. For something this small, I really don't want to spend a lot of time, so I'm just like literally looking for names. Charlotte, but I feel like she will go by Charlie, because, oh, how pretentious is Charlotte. See, this is the problem with filming yourself writing instantly. I'm just like in my head thinking of the scenario. I gotta try to narrate. I actually don't like having like this extra stuff. I like a clean document. I'm gonna leave that at the top. Charlie Charlotte actually sounds like kind of a good name, right? So Charlie's sat in the doctor. I feel like it's too on the nose to be like listening to the latest true crime podcast when, let's be honest, statistically she's probably listening to a true crime podcast. No, she's listening to music. Glitter. Mariah Carey. She's glitter personified. Something about pumping yourself up for pumping yourself up for a pap smear. Like, yeah, let's get ready. Let's do this. Female empowering energy? Is that like a messy sentence? I normally just kind of get to it. And if now I'm forcing myself to narrate, I'm like forcing myself to really think about everything I'm putting down. This is an interesting experience for me. I wasn't expecting it to be like this. Okay, I like alliterations. I know not a lot of people do, but those people are wrong, and they've never studied Anglo-Saxon. My inclination is to immediately like describe the waiting room and the people in it, but we have to be concise. We don't have enough words. Waiting lounge? Waiting room? I don't know why I said lounge. That sounds a little weird. Everybody knows what a waiting room in a clinic looks like, right? Drab is adequate to describe that. I don't want to say she was dreading the appointment, because it's honestly not that big of a deal. Like, I don't remember feeling nervous before my first pap smear. We're gonna get into some TMIs, but she's gotta be feeling something, but it's not about the pap smear. Not incoming, inevitable, not because of her impending. Let's just cut to the chase. Is it hyphenated? Pap smear? Is it one word? Pap smear. I have a really hard time sometimes with that. Like, is the word hyphenated, or is it one word, or is it two words? Like, and sometimes all three are fine. It just depends on the situation. Yeah, there we go. Not because of her impending pap smear, but because she'd been constipated the last 3 years. Years? Days. Can you imagine? No, because you would die. She was relieved. She must have already had the appointment. Like, I personally would not go to a clinic or like make an appointment in a clinic after 2 days of being constipated. We just try to figure out how to succinctly put that in a sentence. I want the reader to think that she's there because she's constipated. You know what sentence I hate? A stroke of good fortune. But it was lucky. Alright, what's her last name? Because it can't be Tilbury. Carla? Charlotte. Rose. I have roses. Carefully. Too dramatic. Maybe I should read it out too. Charlie sat in the clinic's drab waiting room listening to Mariah Carey. She desperately needed some female empowering energy, feeling unsettled not because of her impending pap smear, but because she'd been constipated. I want to say for the last 3 days. And I'm gonna put that in, not just because I like the flow of it better, but because if I need to cut words later, that's an easy one to cut. It was lucky that she'd already booked her yearly physical. Charlotte Rose. Charlie put her arm up by reflexively sounds better. You want to know a secret? I can't spell very good. This is a lie. No nurse would immediately grab the freaking telephone. I'm sorry, no nurse, no receptionist, no one who works in a clinic or a hospital has ever picked up a ringing phone. It always goes to voicemail. Fact. Yeah, let's just say so. Go back to her computer. Or whatever the fuck she was doing before. Also, I'm not a good typer. You want me to put a comma there. But see, to me, that feels like it's a pause. She nodded. And her attention was immediately switched. But this is immediately. She nodded and her attention was immediately switched back to her computer. So I don't like that suggestion. Even if it is technically grammatically correct. Also, you know what I don't like is the spacing of this document. Well, we should go double spaced. Remove space. That's better. Still, I like them extra spaces. Okay. I'm gonna say okay a lot. Okay. Whatever. Or whatever. I'm just gonna say. Again, I can cut that later, and I probably will. I don't know if this is something I've actually ever done before. This is maybe the first time I've consciously thought of it. But putting in extra stuff so you can delete it later, it probably makes you feel good because you're like, yeah, I'm getting shit done. I'm really editing it. Kill your darlings, etc., etc. But really, it's just a placebo. Maybe. I don't know. 83 words. It's not a lot, right? We're almost at 100. Yeah, so let's just cut to the chase, right? Change into the hospital gown, which, what do you say awkwardly? Sheepishly. She's embarrassed. Doctor, I smell toast. Which? Exclamation mark. Why? Why do you think that? That's a new one. Okay, something needs to happen beyond doctor comes in, boring, does an actual checkup on her. So I've got to be dialogue, which is good because I really like doing dialogue. I think it's one of my strengths. Dialogue and action scenes. It's everything else that I need to work on. So I also say so a lot. So. I think I've almost been doing this for 30 minutes. Don't worry, this video is going to be cut down, so, well, don't worry, you can see how long the video is. You're watching it. I'm the one who doesn't know how long I'll be trapped in limbo. What's his name? It's Pullman, because Philip Pullman's novels are staring at me right now. Entered. Eyes glued. That's cliche, but we can change it later. His clipboard. See, that's incorrect. Can't use a semicolon. With a semi-clause, one would say. You know what, I'm not gonna talk about grammar. or punctuation while I do this, because someone on the internet is gonna yell at me and call me wrong. And I'm too old for that shit. Okay, I know it's gotta be dialogue, but I just wanna like cut to the chase. I don't wanna go through the whole thing. You know what? He looked like every family doctor I've ever seen on the day. It's kind of funny. I don't know. I think I'm funny. Was that funny? Yeah, no. I was gonna say a second, but how come I moved someplace there? And was met with not dismissive. Told you I couldn't spell. I bet there's an I in there. It's just like total indifference. Why don't you like indifferent? No, it doesn't. You see, but here I think that there should be a pause. She tried to chuckle like she'd made a joke, and was met with indifferent silence. See, this is where me and grammar disagree. Too many ums and ahs. I know, don't start a sentence with but. Fiber, but, etc. No. You know, like that's the size that I like. I'm sure there's a faster way to do that. Fiber is a real word, okay? I know they don't say stirrups, they say like foot holders? Maybe he should say stirrups because I'm kind of painting him like an asshole. So he's already dehumanizing her. Why not go the extra kilometer? Yeah, stirrups it is. Snap. On a pair of rubber gloves. Lay back. Vacuum! And the gurney is just incorrect. I'm just gonna keep it as bed. See, she'll call them holders. Pick up on the holders. Scooching down and pulled out. What's it called? What is it called? Wait, how do you spell scooching? Scooting? I mean, it's scooching, right? Scooch. Scooch down. Scooch. Scooching. Scotching. You say scooting, but I don't like that, so I'm keeping it as scooching. Tool to open the vaginal passage. Oh my god. Speculum! Oh my god. I was gonna say out of thin air, but it's almost making him sound like he would be too eager. Like, whew, I was ready for this. Here's my speculum. Okay, we're basically at the halfway point, right? That's good. I think we've got, yeah. I think, I'm so excited for the punchline. All right, we're gonna make this an active sentence. Dr. Pullman thrust the freezing gel-smothered speculum. It's so awkward. It's so impersonal. Like, anyone who's ever had a fucking pap smear, you know, it's just like, you're not even embarrassed. It's just so inhuman. Like, it's so awkward. Into her nethers. What is a Mariah Carey song that is not All I Want for Christmas Is You? Is there something about butterflies? Butterfly? It's an album. Does she have a song? Okay, perfect. Because butterflies are transformative, so is there excited. I'm gonna say screaming because that sounds funny to me. Butterfly in her head. Wait, is she like dancing around in a bra? Again, it's not horrifying. It's not embarrassing. Dreadful sounds wrong. Demeaning? This doesn't seem right either. Take away from whatever the hell is going on. Literally the first time I got a pap smear, I was just like, what are you even doing in there? I couldn't even imagine. I thought he was like scraping with a claw or something. My doctor said nothing about what the procedure would entail, what exactly it was for. It was just literally like, lie down and this will feel cold. Like, he kind of did apologize. He was like, that was your first pap smear? I was like, yes. He was like, oh, I could have done a better job explaining. And I was like, yeah, you fucking could have. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, it's a little confusing. It's a little like you're left in the dark about your own body. So yeah, whatever the hell is going on below her waist. Alright, let's just cut to the chase. We got like 150 words left. She felt it. Not the inevitable pinch in her vagina. That's right, I said it. But a sudden rumble and movement in her gut. Let's cut to the chase. Get out of harm's way. See, this is what I mean. Is it hyphenated? Is it two words? Is it one word? Would a doctor be brave enough to give a patient a pap smear if they said that they were constipated? I'm almost done, I think. Before the rumble turned into... Landslide implies something physical, but this is gas. Turned into an eruption. I'm going to specify gas because, you know, I know what people's minds are immediately going to go to. Really? Only one egg? You know, what's not really clear, I'm realizing in this story, is that this is a superpower and not just something weird she ate. But I guess it could work either way. But just so you're clear, this is her superpower. She was not expecting Dr. Pullman pulled back his stunned besparkled? Is that a word? It might be? His stunned besparkle face spinning wildly. 440. I don't care if that's a word. I'm making it up. That's a great word. Okay, what is the punchline? I mean, we can't end it there. We need like something literally punchy. Alright, let's just fucking read this from the beginning. Let's see what we got here. Charlie sat in the clinic's drab waiting room listening to Mariah Carey. She desperately needed some female empowering energy, feeling unsettled not because of her impending pap smear, but because she'd been constipated for the last 3 days. It was lucky that she'd already booked her yearly physical. Charlotte rose. Charlie put her arm up reflexively and smiled sheepishly at the unamused nurse. Here, last room on the left, she nodded and her attention was immediately switched back to her computer or whatever. She knew the drill. Change into the hospital gown, which awkwardly hangs open at the back, lie down and wait for the doctor. Dr. Pullman entered, eyes glued to his clipboard. Cemented. No. Stapled? No, that actually sounds Do this. He looked like every family doctor you've ever seen in a movie. Good afternoon, miss. It took him half a moment to find her name. Rose. How are we today? Well, to be honest, we are a little constipated. She tried to chuckle. Like she'd made a joke, and was met with indifferent silence. That's good. When was your last physical? By the way, the implication is that he's not even listening to her. Last year? Same day, probably? I don't know. The nurses called me because they said I was due for a physical. But the constipation started 2 or 3 days ago. I've been eating fiber, but lay down and put your feet in the stirrups. Finally put his clipboard down and snapped on a pair of rubber gloves. I just like that. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's get the pap out of the way then. She lay back on the bed and put her feet up in the holders, scooching down while Dr. Pullman sat on the stool and pulled a speculum out. You'll feel a little. Dr. Pullman thrust the freezing gel-smothered speculum up into her nethers. Cold. She started streaming butterfly in her head, picturing Mariah Carey dancing around in a bra to take her mind away from whatever the hell was going on below her waist. And then she felt it. Not the inevitable pinch in her vagina. My phone died and then we had dinner, but I am back. But a sudden rumble and movement in her gut. Oh no, she said out loud. But it was too late to stop what was happening. She didn't have time to warn Dr. Pullman to get out of harm's way before the rumble turned into an eruption of gas. Charlie was ready for the smell of death, for the look of disgust and the feeling of shame that would follow. She was not expecting the mushroom cloud of glitter. Dr. Pullman pulled back. His wheeled stool went flying across the room, his stunned, besparkled face spinning wildly. The examination room filled with the smell of roses. I was thinking I could just be like really on the nose and just end it with like, and that's how Charlotte Rose became the masked Avenger. Glitter? Sparkle motion? You need a honey dog open. It feels kind of like Monty Python, like, I don't know how to end it, so I'm just gonna like change the subject. Or how about learned she was destined to be. Oh my god. I told you I can't spell. I feel like she's got to spell something. Oh my god, are you alright? Charlie sat up in shock. Dr. Pullman coughed once. His sputter of sparkles before collapsing to the floor. I mean, I could just end it like there. But, I mean, maybe with this it makes it clear that these are superpowers and not just she ate, I don't know, a kilo of glitter and got constipated. Okay. I think I've done the first draft. That didn't take as long as I thought it would be. 478 words. That's good. That's right in there. So this was a fun experiment. It went better than I thought it would, and I don't know, I gotta read this again tomorrow and I might really hate it, but it made me laugh and that was kind of the goal. So I really hope that everybody watching this also tries the writing prompts and you send me your stories. I'd love to check them out. Alright, come back for the next video. I'm gonna edit this bitch.